Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie all day, bringing you another Condor knife today. This one was something I won from WM underscore survival, which is Walter Matthews' Instagram channel. As you can see, it's signed in the back. This is an in-house design from Condor. It's called the Condor Fighter Knife. So I put it in my hand. I played with it. I've been messing with it. I haven't used it yet. I haven't touched the edge yet. And I'm gonna tell you straight out and right off the bat, I don't see it as a fighting knife, but I do see it. Ooh, it's tough to get out of there. As a bushcraft knife, and I'll show you why. First of all, let's go over some of the specs. The sheath is a really nice Kydex sheath. Is really sheath. It's really nice. I like the hardware. I love the leather strap they did on that. I think that's great. But it does have a lot of retention. And when you're talking about a fighting knife, it's about quick draw. And I know that if this was on my gear and I pull, it's going to want to pull down my gear. So it's going to be yanking on my stuff before it releases. So as far as a fighting knife, the sheath, it might be able to be relieved a little bit just by loosening these. So that could be something that's extremely easy to fix. But it does have really great retention. It has survival knife, bushcraft knife type retention where you're going to be wearing it in the woods all the time and you don't want to lose it. So you want to make sure that thing is stuck in there. That's what it has. You do have areas for putting things on, like if you didn't want that and you wanted to put an old eye clip, you could do that. You could put ferro rods and mag strips and compasses and all kinds of stuff on here. You could put line on there. So it really is a knife that would benefit you kind of in the bush more than in the tush. So let's go over to specs here. We are looking at a blade length of 4.72 inches, an overall length of 9.56 inches, a thickness of only 3 millimeters, and we're going to get into that. The weight is really light at 8.82 ounces. It is 1075 high carbon steel, done very well, how they always do them over there. It is black Cerakote to keep from to keep it black, to keep it from stain and all that, or rust. It is a flat grind with a second bevel, and the flat grind is beautiful. It's a fixed blade with polypropylene grip, and the sheath is actually polypropylene and not Kydex. So here's the deal: when you're talking about a fighting knife, you have to have a knife it's called posturing, to where you can adjust your grip depending on what's coming at you, because not every attacker is going to attack the same way, and not every defense can be done from one position. A lot of guys like to, it's the fighting knife position. If that works for what you're fighting, but what if it doesn't? There's a lot of other things. If I was doing some uppercuts, if I was close, I don't want it like this, because now I'm gonna have to twist my arm around just to get it to work. That's a stupid grip when you're talking about inside of a grapple. You do not want this grip, not at all. You want this grip inside. You want this grip if you're going to be swinging away. Completely different things. So it just, as far as posturing, the knife doesn't really get around because it's so light due to its absolute paper thinness. Not only that, but coming in and hitting, if somebody's wearing something, and you can see this edge, you hear that hitting me, it's not going to break the shirt because it's taking a lot of power just for me to feel it, because there's no heft behind the knife. It's really light and really thin. Slasher, stabber, great, but it's not going to slash as good as a heavier knife if somebody's wearing something. If you're fighting a naked guy, perfect. So if it's not a fighter, what is it? For me, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking this would be like a great fishing knife, skinning knife, hunting knife, things like that. I could see this knife around the camp all day long. It's built perfectly for a camp bushcraft, right? Some kind of really nice, more hunting bushcraft and skinning bushcraft than camp. But it's there. I mean, it's really thin, which I believe this knife would make a really nice skinner. Um, it's got some decent jimping on there. That's pretty nice. The handle is actually comfortable. You do have a little breaker on the rear. You could use it as a skull cracker, but this would be good for like if you get some mussels on a beach and you need to fish and you bang bang bang, you bust open some mussels. You could use them as bait, or you could just eat them. It would be really cool for something like that, breaking open shells up, just caught a crab, bang bang bang. It would help you out in that aspect and in those manners. But as far as a fighter, if I'm gonna be 100% honest, it's not a fighter to me. This is not a fighting knife, but it's a knife. So I say we take it out and knife with it. Let's go. So as far as overall design, the look, I think it's really, really attractive. I think they absolutely captured the style that they were looking for. It has that buoy shape, so it has that fighting knife look, just wrong weight for a fighting knife. But, well, as far as point of balance is concerned, you can have a light knife as a fighting knife, but you want a lot of the weight to be more forward. So it is what it is, but it's still going to get around. It's still going to do the job. And I'll tell you what, if you're at an ATM and Bigfoot comes up to you and tries to rob you, and this is what you have on you, I mean, it's going to work. It's going to work. And that's the thing is, if you hear me say, "Oh no, this isn't that. It's this. It's that." It's not being talked down to or down about. I'm not ragging on it. I'm just being honest. That's the one thing that we have to do. It doesn't matter if someone or some company sends you something. If you're not going to be honest, what the hell's the point of doing all this? So I have to be honest. I think it's so far just in the hand, it's a really good knife. I just think it's a really good knife for a really different purpose. And let's find that out. Remember, cavemen killed saber-toothed cats and woolly mammoths with sharpened sticks. So if you can't defend yourself with a light knife, well, you need to rethink ever going outside again. You're going to do some 4-foot drops, some gravity drops, see how that tip goes. Boop. That's not so bad. I mean, it didn't really dig in, but it is a very, very light knife. So let's do a couple hard downwards. This is where it should bite in. Bam. All right, that went in. It's that thin profile is going to just go through. On a hard downward, you throw this thing hard, it's going to go in. Just because it is what it is. I wonder here. Wonder. Oop. I thought I shaved some hairs there. I thought I did. Let's see. All right, so the edge is sharp. Like I had like a couple hairs, but it wasn't hair popping sharp. It didn't shave. So it's sharp, but not shave sharp. Does that mean it's not sharp? Well, let's try and figure that out. So we have a 1/2-inch nylon rope here. I know the sun. I think I'm on the wrong end. All right, so let's try that. See if we can't make this happen for you boys and girls. All right, so there we go. So let's try a push cut and see if it will just push straight through. Ugh. All right, so it's not sharp enough for a push cut. Let's see if we can just saw through. Yeah. All right, so, I mean, it's going to cut. If you give it the opportunity to and you push hard enough and you go, it will cut. It could probably use a little honing. It could probably use a little bit. And remember, this edge is brand new. I haven't done anything with this edge. Let's see if we can shave some leather here. Oh, there we go. So, I mean, like I said, I think it would skin really well. I mean, it's going right through this leather like nothing. So, I'm going to see. Are we... Make sure we're in the shot nice.
So we get that nice thick piece right here. Look at that. Look at that. So it's odd. It's not sharp enough to shave. It's not sharp enough to push cut through rope. But if you give it hide, which is what you'd be skinning, that's smooth. Smooth criminal. That's not bad at all. So the ability to shave through a hide is going to really be where this thing shines. Being nice and thin, you'd be able to have your animal, and you'd be able to press way down, and you'd be able to get in between the muscle or the meat and the hide. So this 3mm thickness would really lend itself well in skinning. This would be really nice to go through things like that. So that is an absolute plus. That's a plus, man. Let's see if we can stab a tire. Let's see. The tip is nice. The tip is nice. Here we go. Here we go. I think I'm in. I'm all glare. Let's see. All right. So that went pretty simply. Now let's see if we can't finish off that tire. Ugh. Ugh. Remember, it's not made to fight a tire. But it still went through. All right. Show me something now, fighter. So, steel belted tire. Half-inch nylon rope was its kryptonite. Steel belted tire, no problem. All right, so I told you it's light, so it's not going to be a chopper, but we're going to see if we can do some whisk hits, because as a fighter, that's what it would have to be good at. It would have to be good at things like slashing. So these are some small ones. We should be able to be okay here. All right, well, it didn't go all the way through. Let's try again. Ugh. All right, so it took a little bit, but we finally got it. Let's try something over here. Okay, well, I kind of broke it. I hit here and it broke here. Let's try up here. All right. Almost. Let's try here. There we go. That's better. Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. It's gonna get there eventually. Oh yeah. It's gonna get there. There we go. Took a minute. It took a minute, but it went. I don't know how. It's funny. I just, the weight of the knife makes a huge difference when you're talking about fighting knife to non-fighting knife. It makes a huge difference, and people always complain when I mention it about the K-bar, but it's just true. Some weight is made to be for different things. This weight, like that knife, is made to be great in the bush. And that's it, man. It's great in the bush, not in the tush. So let's come over here and test that theory a little bit more. Full of sap, coated. Look at that. So I'm telling you, I think they made the right knife with the wrong name. Honestly, I mean, this knife, this side grip is so comfortable because it's so thin. I'm literally giving it a nice pinch grip on the side, and you can see these curls, man. These curls are fire-making curls. This is what this knife is. This is what this knife is. You're gonna catch a fish or catch a squirrel or whatever the hell you're gonna catch. You're gonna skin it or fillet it, do whatever you're gonna do, and then you're gonna light a fire and you're gonna cook it. That's what this knife is all about. That's where it shines. What do I really think about this knife? I think it's a I think it's a really nice knife for a singular purpose, and that is an EDC type knife that you can take with you in your truck or on your belt when you're out in your truck somewhere and you're going out to the Badlands and you're gonna be fishing somewhere and you're gonna be hunting and you're gonna be hiking. That's the kind of knife it is. This isn't your urban tactical blade. It's just not. But it's nice. I think it's really nice looking, especially. Let's see. I might have to get closer to this one because of the weight. Oh, well, it's stuck in. It just stuck in there. Let's try that again. I threw that so fast I didn't even see how it hit. Well, I saw that one. All right, so it's like a dart, man. It's like a dart. So, all in all, I would call this a quality EDC. That's what I would call this. I would call this a really nice EDC blade by Condor. And I think it would absolutely be a worthy owner, like something that you can have and use and rely on and trust. But I think if you're using it as that EDC, if you're going to be ripping open packages, that'd be great. You can go from, open packages to into the woods, and I think you're going to be fine. That's where the strong points are in this blade. Besides just the overall look, I think it's nice looking. I think it's a really attractive knife. So that's it for this one. Thank you, Walter Matthews. I am Donnie B all day. Till next video.